Hey guys, it's Alicia. Today I was getting ready to throw together a new dump cake, one that I haven't tried before, and I thought I would just take you along with me. Today's dump cake is going to be just kind of a twist on my other apple one that I have that I do in the crock pot. It is going to be spiced caramel apple crisp dump cake. Now I have several dump cakes on my channel already because I love the dump cakes. They're very easy to make. They come together really quickly, but they taste really good. I love them for that reason. Now I do mine a little differently than most people. Most people use the canned fruit for dump cakes, and that is, of course, to keep it as simple as possible and as minimal ingredients as possible. And while I like those two, and I do those occasionally, I typically like to use the fresh fruit because, for one, 0 points, and two, I think when you take that extra step of using the fresh fruit and just adding a couple more ingredients to your dump cake, it just tastes so much better. It's worth those extra steps for me, and again, you're avoiding the extra points as well. So I do mine, like I said, a little bit differently, a little more steps, but it's worth it. It's still really easy, it still comes together quickly, and it turns out really delicious. So let me jump into the ingredients that you're gonna need. First off, you're gonna need some fresh apples. I have got some pretty small Granny Smiths here. I've got a whole bowl of them. What I'm looking for is 6 to 7 cups total once I've peeled, cored, and chopped them. I will let you know how many of those I end up using. These have already been washed, by the way, and you do wanna wash your apples very well. For sweeteners today, I'm gonna be using a 1/4 cup Lakanto monk fruit sweetener golden, and then a 1/4 cup of the classic. Here I've got some Brummel & Brown. This is just the butter spread that I like to use, but you're gonna need a light butter spread and 8 tablespoons of that. For seasoning, you're gonna need just a very little bit of cloves, probably about 1/8 of a teaspoon, and about a 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg, just a pinch of salt, and then a teaspoon ground cinnamon. For my cake mix, I'm gonna be using this super moist spice, the Betty Crocker brand. You do need to be careful when you're picking a cake mix. Different cake mixes carry different amounts of points. The Betty Crocker, has one of the lower points that I found. Now, if you wanted to use a sugar-free cake mix in this, you absolutely could. I've done that in the past, and they're not bad. They're just not my preference. I'd rather have the extra points, to be honest. And I don't know if there is a spice cake in the sugar-free. Let me know if you guys do know, because I'm curious about that. You could, though, definitely use a white or a yellow cake mix in this, and I do believe those are in sugar-free if you wanted to go the sugar-free route. I'm using this spice cake today specifically because I need to use it up. And then also, I just thought the spice cake would go really well with the apple flavor. So that's what I'm using today, but you can definitely mix up your cake mixes and use whatever type you want, sugar-free or regular. I'm also gonna be using a 1/2 cup of quick oats here, or 1-minute oats. And then finally, for the caramel part of this, I'm gonna be using a 1/4 cup of the sugar-free Smucker's Sundae syrup. And that, I believe, is everything. Let me jump into it. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my apples peeled, cored, and chopped up. And then I'm gonna put them in this large bowl here. Now, if you want to keep yours from browning, you could add some water and lemon juice to your bowl that you're going to be throwing your apple pieces in. I don't necessarily care because they're going to just get baked in with everything else anyway, so it doesn't necessarily matter if they get browned because they will during this process. But anyway, just wanted to throw that out. I will be back once I've got these all peeled, cored, and chopped up. I've got my apples all cut up here, and I ended up using all 8 of those apples that I had in that bowl, and that gave me just over 7 cups, which was a little more than what I was gonna use, but that's okay. So now to those apples, I'm gonna add in my 1/4 cup classic Lakanto and my 1/4 cup brown Lakanto, teaspoon cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg, just a pinch of the cloves, and that is a 1/16 of a teaspoon, and then a pinch of salt. And then I'm gonna just kind of stir all this together to get those apples coated. Like that. Now I'm gonna take a 13 by 9 inch casserole dish, I'm gonna spray it real well with some cooking spray. And then I'm gonna pour my apples into that. And I'm gonna just kind of smooth them in here so that they're evenly dispersed. That looks good, so now I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside. Get myself a medium-sized bowl. And to that, I'm gonna add 1/2 cup oats and my cake mix. And then I'm also gonna get 8 tablespoons of my Brummel and Brown melted in the microwave real quick, and then I'll add that in. And here's my 8 tablespoons of melted Brummel and Brown. And now I'm gonna stir all of that together until it forms kind of a crumble. And also I've got my oven preheating to 350 right now. Okay, I've got my crumble done here, so I'm gonna set this aside. And then for my caramel, I've got a scale here. I'm gonna just weigh it out. And that's just the easiest way to do it for me. I'm gonna be doing 2 servings of this, and a serving is 38 grams. So I'm going to weigh out 76 grams. So once I get this measured out, I'm also gonna just put it in the microwave for probably only about 10 seconds or so, just to soften it up a little bit and make it easier to pour on my apples. All right, that's 76. So I'm gonna go ahead, pop this in the microwave for just about 10 seconds. I did about 20 actually, and as you can see, it's more liquid now, which is gonna make this a whole lot easier to pour on top of my apples. So I'm gonna take my apples, and I'm gonna just try to evenly pour this caramel syrup over the top of them. Now I'm gonna take my crumble and I'm gonna just kind of evenly spread this on the top. Just kind of spread this out, get it on there as evenly as possible. And that looks good. So now I'm gonna bake this uncovered at 350 for probably anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes. It just kind of depends on how long it's gonna take those apples to cook. But you're just looking for it to kind of start bubbling a little bit on the corners. Once those apples are done, those juices are gonna be all released and they're gonna be kind of bubbling up. The top will be slightly brown too. So it's, like I said, it'll take about 45 to 60 minutes, but I'll be back once it is done. I baked this just about 55 minutes. It's done. I'm gonna let it cool probably completely, honestly, before I cut into it, but I will be back to show you what a serving size is. All right, I've got a serving of this, which is a 1/12 of the total. And that for me is gonna be 9 points. I went ahead and put just a couple servings of this whipped topping on there. So I'm gonna have to count another point for that, but without, it is 9 points. This would be good with vanilla ice cream too, which you could use like one of the Halo Tops or the Halo Top Generics for a little lower point vanilla ice cream on this if you wanted, but I'm sure it would be good just plain too. But anyway, 9 points for this without the whipped, 10 with. Let's see if I can get my hubby to give it a try. He'll let us know what he thinks of it. Okay, I got my hubby and my puppy. Say hi, Rocky. Hey, BB. Now, I always like to say when you eat apple stuff or you try apple stuff, you're not the biggest fan of apple flavored.
Desserts, right.
Yeah, desserts. So, I guess keep that in mind as he's tasting it. I'm gonna taste it too though, because I haven't had this specific one yet.
Oh yeah, that's really good. So
Yeah?
I like the topping's really crunchy. Mm-hmm. It was like caramel.
There's, just a second, go ahead.
I'm asking. Mm-hmm. So you can tell, and then it's got the really nice, if you like apple pie flavor.
That's good.
So yeah, and that kind, I love this kind of cobbler. Mm-hmm. I just don't prefer
Like apple. Now, there's caramel sauce inside here. The topping is spice cake mix, oatmeal, and butter spread.
Yeah. Really,
But you can taste the caramel though in it?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can too. And I really like it. I think
Yeah,
it tastes
I
really
think anybody
good.
that would like an apple dessert would want that.
Yeah, but you, as he said it when I was making it, would prefer peach or the berry that I do.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's pretty good. Well, I'm glad you like it regardless of the apple. Okay, guys, that was spiced caramel apple crisp dump cake. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you as always for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.